Right, hello everyone. Welcome to Monday night with Hilly, our new night for streaming. Here for HRF1, round 11 of the season on Monday nights for short qualifying 50% race at Baku, Azerbaijan. So let's go on with Cumulonimbus. Apologies, I'm a bit late, guys. I was just held up a bit. And, you haven't really missed anything. These are the first runs, so you've not actually missed anything, guys. It stands at the moment, as you can see, 16 on grid. Don't know if we've got any more joining. We'll have to keep an eye out if anybody pops up. 16's enough, though. It's a pretty hectic race here at Baku, so I think 16 is perfectly fine. Remember, then down a long straight, and it's going to be a 1:41.066. Get us underway as Bosses went into P2 on a 41.1, Tim 40.4. Some nice early lap. Cryptic is invalidated. Here comes Fairley for the line, 1:40.1019. James is early on, so let's just move on down. Here comes Gunnar. Almost done below 1:40 in time trial. He managed in the qualifying, 41.0 on the first run, puts in P3 for the moment, just ahead of Cumulonimbus. Dinho heading down the straight, was literally just on, literally got through the door, said, is it okay if I race? And nips in, so no practice whatsoever, but he still gets off with a 41.167, that's not a bad lap at all. Buried in a 42.043, James will be next. If you're watching James, I'm just going to get the stream open on my laptop so that we can do... Oh, dearie me, hang on. Whoa, I've pressed loads of buttons. I even managed to accidentally do a screenshot then. Drop the pad. Well, half drop the pad. Caught it again. It's looked nice through the lap, from what we've seen. What can we manage? I don't think very many drivers have done many races around Baku, so it could be quite interesting, this one. 41.781 from James. Oh. What else we've got? Trappy and Davis heading for the line. 1:42.518. Trappy just coming out. The left-hander for the fast left-right chicane onto the main straight. Flat out through here, of course. Do a hilly hot lap in a bit as he uses the Haas for a little bit of slipstream. He's getting pretty close to that Haas, I thought. But, doesn't matter, all's well, it ends well. Trappy for the line then, 1:40.436 goes P2. New driver tonight, Trappy, be interested to see how he gets on. Ollie over the line, 1:41.017. Master spread quite early on in his lap, so just gone through turn 5. Sorry, turn 4 even. Nearly got the stream up on the laptop. A little bit wide in that bit of the castle section, and look at this. What a beautiful. I love this track. I love this track so much. In my opinion, it's the second best track. I want to call it the best track, but for many years to come, Spa is going to be the GOAT of tracks, because real life racing at Spa has just been incredible all the time, every year, year in, year out, always amazing. And it has been here at Baku as well. It's just that Spa is one of the gems of the season, of course. There we go, I've got the laptop running now, so let's have a little look then. So Spreader on his way to the line. Manage 41.255. Puts him in P10 for the moment. Let's go down to Apple. Hi Axel, hope you're well, buddy. Apple. That's around 1 minute 40.698. For Apple, that puts him P4. Gappy on an in-lap. Fabinho's on an in-lap. He's doing extra laps, actually, so no, he's not on an in-lap. He's doing, he's basically doing a practice. He's just having a little practice around the track. A bit of track acclimatization. Because he's not had any, let's say, literally jumped in last second. So, he will, be going on to a proper lap shortly. Cryptic on and out lap. 3, 2, 1. Nicely done. I could have done the hilly hot lap with him, couldn't I? A little bit late. We'll do it with someone else. Cryptic, another new driver as well. So again, be interesting to see how he gets on. I understand he's blooming fast from what I've seen in the chat. Let's see if we can spot on this lap why. It looks so smooth and tidy, doesn't it? The fast drivers often do look like that. The driver used to drive in multiple leagues with Hambo. He's a very quick driver, and whenever I commentated on him, I was almost always remarked on just how smooth he was on the steering and the inputs. Very, very good driver. That's what it's looked like here from Cryptic. Smooth. Not fighting anything at all. Happy to go very close to the wall. Getting the apexes. And that's what it's all about. There's some corners on the calendar. You've got to throw the car in a little bit sometimes, but for the most part, smooth and steady is quicker. And he gets off with a 140.6. It goes P4. But I'm told he did a 139 in practice quali before. Barely just onto a lap. Where have we got somebody? And no, this is Tim on his way to the line. Really for someone to do a hilly hot lap with. Yeah, well, I suppose I do, Axel, because even on tracks that are sort of regarded as higher downforce tracks, I tend to run lower downforce than most. So I probably do, as Tim goes fastest there on a 140.202. Although, I mean, like with Spa, Baku, since it's been in the game, has generally been one of my best tracks. But as I said, it doesn't get used in league racing as much anymore because of the constant incidents all the time, which is understandable. Spa isn't one of my best tracks, and I don't really know why. I mean, it's not a bad track. I've won there a couple of times, but yeah, it's not a bad one for me. But it's yeah, it's certainly not one of my best ones. It's Biden has a hit on the wall in the left-hander there. Something we've seen quite a lot. Yeah, something like recently I've been running much lower downforce than most. I don't know if you saw. Christ, he did an immense lap the other day at Canada. Seriously fast, running something like 41.34 wings or something like that. Well, I run 24.20 at Canada, so gives you an idea of how far apart I am. But it's just personal preference, and it seems to be doing me quite well recently. So I want to change something that's actually working for me. Gunners, he jumps up? No. He's not on a good lap though, so I think he's on the in lap. I think he has jumped up actually. He was on a 141, wasn't he? So he's on a 40.666 now. Nimbus heading to the pits. Have we got anybody else? Ollie maybe? I think he's on the lap. So he heads into Castle. And nice line, not too bad. Let's have a look at that hilly hop that down. Done. There it is. Right, actually, yeah, Davis isn't far behind us on track, so he's just going into Castle now. So what we'll do is watch Ollie through to the end of this lap with 4/10 improvement at the moment. That would see him move up, I believe, to P4 as it stands, but he may well gain a bit more. So we'll ram on, and possibly Trappy. And then we'll move to Davis for the hilly hot lap afterwards. He's never heading to the pits. Why has he gone in the pits? He can't have lost all that time. Nothing happened, did it? I mean, I can only assume he just feels he could go a lot better, and there's not a huge amount of time on the board to be doing an in lap, getting in and getting out again, I guess. So perhaps didn't want to risk it. Here comes Davis then, so your lap has already started effectively because you've got DRS open. Trying to reach the highest speed you can to 16, to 17, to 18, and then break down to turn 1. Davis using third. I think some drivers use fourth through there, but third's pretty common. Down to second now. Or third again. Oh no, he does just about go down to second. And shift up on the exit. DRS open again now, down to turn 3. Always tricky if you end up side by side with someone through here. And I always find this corner difficult. Always find that corner difficult. Turn 4. I don't know why. I find it hard to know when to brake for things. And through the chicane, through here, through there, and then we head up into the castle. Still able to cut a lot of curb, as you can see there with Davis. I think he caught the curb a bit odd, actually. Need to push him out a little bit wider than hoped. Through the castle section very nicely. Maybe a little bit too much curb on entry. Coming out of the castle section. Flat out now, all the way up the hill to this really difficult left-hander. Even in real life, you see them out-braking themselves and ending up in the barrier there. A little lock-up is the other thing as well, in real life especially. Lock up and you go too deep and into the barrier. Quite a lot. They often have to red flag the qualifying here at Baku because of that. And then flat out through the left-right. That fast left-right can become a bit more difficult in a race as your tyres begin to wear. Just keep an eye out for that in a race as we're in the later stages of people's tyres. Davis across the line then, a nice 8.5 improvement. 41.645, but only goes P15 on that one. Incredible. Dino next to start a lap. Nobody else on one at the moment. Whoopee, good evening, sir. Oh, Jardino! Oh, it's a man who hasn't had much practice, you see. The practice he's had is quite literally in qualifying. He's done a few laps on his first run instead of just doing the doing the one lap. He stayed out and did a few laps to get a bit of track acclimatization. Let's go to Bowden then and see how he's getting on this evening. Currently in P14 on a 41.496. That's quite nice for turn 4. Maybe a little slow getting on the barrel on exit. Get that steering wheel straight quick. That's Davis getting nicely out of the way. Yeah, just a bit much curb, I think. I think the idea is you want to have the right tyre over the curb, but ideally the left tyre not hitting the curb. So the curb sort of going through the middle of the car. I think will give you the best turn in there. Comes then up towards the end of sector 2, which is just past this left-hander. Last time we saw him earlier in the session, he hit that wall, but much better this time. Just over half a second up, 5.5 tenths. That would put him into the 140s, which at the moment would see him nicely into the top 10. Can he find anything more on the straight? Snooze the ad that's upcoming, because we don't really see under qualifying, so just snooze that. Yo, DRS open. Here he comes. What's he managed? A 140.9 puts him into P9. Just a tiny bit in the final sector, actually. It's not much. Davis into the pits. Who's the Aston Martin on their way? That is Master Spread. Couple of tenths improvement from Master Spread Season into P11 on the identical time as Ollie Champ. Somebody else, Tim's just gone fastest again into the 39s. 1:39.741 bosses. Another new driver tonight goes into P8 on a 1:40.8. Somebody else just jumps up, I've missed who it was. Barely up to 1:40.4 and P5. On his way down, Gunnar didn't improve. Who's the other driver that jumped up? I didn't see. Was it Trappy up to P2, I think? 1:40.112. James backs out. Clearly wasn't improving, obviously wouldn't have backed out. Ramsdell into the pit, so I think that's it for qualifying. And it's going to be a superb pole position for TGT Tim on a 1:39.741. Only driver into the 1:39, superb lap from Tim. And Trappy will start P2, Wally up to P3 in the end, so maybe it's him that jumps up, I'm not sure. 1:40.3. Nice lap from Ollie. Ramon will start in P4 in this championship battle alongside, well not alongside, but just ahead of Fairley, who's his main championship rival. I'll have a look at the Drivers' Championship for you guys just before we start the race. But that's it for qualifying then, guys. So congratulations to Tim on a fantastic pole position lap. And Trappy P2, Ollie P3. I will just scroll through these because I will do the full grid rundown on the formation lap. Quite a long formation lap around here, so it gives me something to do. All the incidents easily on the one page there, but nothing major. Cumulonimbus had terminal damage. I missed that one. Oh, and Cryptic. I missed those two. So a couple of DNFs in quali, but not as important, I guess, in a short quali as it is in a full. But anyway, guys, I'm just going to take a quick break. I'll be back with you in a few minutes ready for the formation lap, which is definitely turned on. So I will see you in a bit. Right guys, back with you. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, sorry, we had a early ready up, I'm afraid, so we had to do a restart. I'm actually still making me coffee, so bear with me. You hear me do me ting-tings on the cup. Here we go. Right then, okay. So obviously the guys will just be given a bit of time just to do their setups and strategies, fuel, blah blah blah. Will anybody risk really low fuel in the hope of safety cars? Or will they all make sure they've got enough? You'll find out. So I know I say this every time there's a lobby restart, but yeah, any drivers listening, just make sure you do your setups, please. Just do them first. I'm probably a bit late to say this, but just do them first, then worry about your fuel and your tyres and blah blah blah. And prediction is 10 versus 0 at the moment. Not much confidence in James. I did that as I was leaving to make me drinking that because I'd forgotten about it. So Mirage has done 10 points on James, but nobody's gone against it at the moment, so only 4 minutes left. Any drivers out there? Come on, have a go on James. Let's do it. Or somebody go against James. Where's Well when you need him? He'd go against James. Come on, Well. Turn on. Quickly. Like now, because there's only 4 minutes left. I just realised Well isn't on track tonight. Oh no, he's not. He don't drive on Mondays anymore, does he? He drives Sundays. Of course, he did alright, lad. He got driver of the day last night, did well. For Monza. 18th to 5th. On what turned out to be a 35% race, because we had a huge lobby issue last night. We got to about lap 7 or something like that, I think it was, 7 or 8. And everybody's screens just went black and the whole lobby collapsed. So we restarted, just doing a 35% race from what the positions were on the last completed lap, I think it was. Something like that, anyway. Two tracks this week, though, Monza and Baku. Both really, really difficult tracks in terms of crashes and stuff. I've been... Oh, yeah. Oh no, formation lap is on. I thought they turned it off. But yeah, so formation lap on. So that's alright. We could do the grid rundown then. So we have Tim starting on pole alongside Trappy. Really short runs to turn 1, so difficult for Trappy to do much there. But he'll see if he can really get off the line at him. Ollie Champ starts P3 with Ramon in P4. Fairley and Apple on the 3rd row of the grid, with Cryptic starting P7 alongside Gunnar. Cumulonimbus starting P9 with Bosses in P10, while Chaldinho and Spreader start on the 6th row of the grid. Ransdell and Davis start P13 and 14, while James starts 15th. Bowden 16th. I believe he's been moved to the back. I think he must have been the one that readied up early and therefore is starting from the back. That is the penalty for early readying up, whether it's deliberate or accidental. Can't really prove either way, so you just know. But someone's usually pretty quick at, if somebody early readies up, somebody presses the button quickly and catches who it is. So or I think, actually, to be fair to him, I think Bowden owned up to it in chat, so there we go. Right, tyres. We have the two at the front starting on the hard tyres, with Ollie starting on the mediums. Then Ramon and Fairley both starting on the hard tyres. Apple, Cryptic and Gunnar on the mediums. Cumulonimbus and Bosses starting on the hards. Chaldinho, interestingly, starting on the softs. Maybe going to look to try and get through the grid a little bit at the start. Spreader starting on the mediums. Ransdell on the hards. Davis and James both starting on the softs. Bowden at the back starting on the hards. Now, I told you I'd give a quick update on the championship, just coming up to the straight. So get this done quick. So, driver standings at the moment. We have Ramon leading the way on 203 points, 15 points ahead of Fairley. Gunnar in third place on 158 points, so he's 45 points behind the leader. Believe it or not, it's actually me in fourth place, 71 points behind Ramon, after obviously not racing last week to do comms, and now again this week. Spreader then in fifth place will obviously move above me after today, with Chaldinho in sixth. So quick, if I've got time, quick look at the constructors. So we got AlphaTauri leading the way on 281, Alfa Romeo just 3 points behind them, McLaren then 20 points behind, or 17 points behind Alfa Romeo, but that looks like it to me. Let's get back to the comms. Let's go on board, I think, with let's go on board with Ollie, I think, for a start. Lights are out, away we go. Ollie would have been hoping for a good start on those mediums, but Trappy's had a really good launch. And he's a bit awkward through turn one, just catches the inside curb. So far, so good. Everybody through turn two, and again, so far, so good, I believe. So James has made up a couple of places at the start. Bowden's up one, Trappy obviously up one into the lead. Apple's up one past Fairley as well. He's up two now. Somebody dropping. Fairley's lost a couple of places there. Always difficult in these early stages. Who is ghosting? Someone looks like they're ghosting. Unless they, yeah, it might have been that they had a little moment or something, so the game ghosted them. But also a good start. Everybody. Oh, we do actually have, I think that's Spreader round in the Aston Martin. Coming out of the left right. He'll get on his way. Let's hope there's no damage. I'm going to look. Yeah, no, he is missing an end plate. Actually, his right end plate is missing. He'll know that there's every opportunity of a safety car around here to get him back into this race. So, I'm not sure if I've ever seen a no safety car back. I'm sure I have at some point, but includes real life as well, I think. I'm not sure I've ever seen one. Must have been one at some stage, I'm sure. So, Tim going to pick up the slipstream. Trappy, obviously, at the moment, just with the slipstream, not using any energy. It's just assuming it's purely off the slipstream. Not quite going to get alongside, I don't think. I don't think he particularly wants to either. So, Trappy holds the lead at the moment, just having a look at Spreader. Into the pits he comes. It's slowed down in time. Said he will know. There's almost certainly going to be a safety car at some point. I've just realised Gunnar is down the P4 scene, so he's down 6 places. And Fairley is down 6 places. Something's occurred somewhere. Davis now gets past Fairley up into turn 3. A little timing glitch going on with Cumulonimbus and James. That should, next time they cross the line. Oh, and Tim and Ollie as well, actually. But next time they all cross the line, that should reset itself. Spreader has been in, and he's already back out. And he is on soft tyres. Makes sense, actually, to be honest with you. And we got Ramon's round. Ramon is round, and it's with a Ferrari as well. Looks like Bosses, is it? Yeah. 5 seconds. Severe collision for Ramon on Cryptic. He's 5 places up the road, so I'm not sure quite how he's got that. A virtual safety car. Spreader will be darning his luck right now. It's only a virtual. But again, I feel pretty confident that something will happen to get him back into this. VSC, don't get called out, guys. It's awkward if VSC's out and you're heading into a corner and it decides to finish the VSC as you go into a corner. Very easy to pick up a drive-through. Think about it, if your safety car is really there, seriously slows down, as We do restarts. Few pitters that have come in to try and take advantage of the VSC may have damage as well, to be fair. Yeah, Bosses has got damage. Cryptic as well. And I would assume that Ramon has as well. Serving his 5 seconds, of course, makes sense. And yeah, does need a new wing as well. So it's going to bring Spreader back into the fold with a few drivers. So anyway, to the top guys. So Trappy's still leading. So DRS active now as well. This lap, so you would think Tim keeps it as close as he has been. He's almost certainly going to get a move. He won't need to touch any energy, because the DRS will do it itself. Both the front drivers keeping on basically full energy at the moment. So let's have a look. 6.5 tenths, the difference down to 6 tenths by the time they reach the fast left right. 5 tenths coming out of the fast left right. And here he comes, Tim. DRS opens now. Oh! Let's get a little sort of jumping about going on there, but to the inside for turn 1 then Tim. Looks to make a move and has it done nice and comfortably. Trappy happy to cede that one. Fairly, I think, made sense to do so. Trappy come back now. Well, he's having a little look as well. He's obviously on the medium tyre, so they'll be still looking pretty good. The little lockups going on here and there. Moment, Jardino up a load of places at the moment. 6 places. He's gained James off 8 places. Which I don't think anybody went no on James Mirage, so I don't think there's any channel points on the line, unfortunately. I'll double check at the end. Oh! That was Apple. He's given the wall a right clatter through Castle. Surely he's got some damage, hasn't he? Sure, yeah, he's missing his right end plate. Okay. It's going to make this corner he's coming up to very difficult as Ransdell is out, and that's the full safety car that the guys towards the back would have been hoping for. It's also the full safety car that Apple will be over the moon with right now. And that is in Castle, by the way. Just coming up on him if we get to see the car or not yet. Crashed at exactly the same place as Apple hit the wall, actually. Whether that was a crash on his own or whether somebody's had contact with him, I don't know, but exactly the same place. Tim lets him to stay out. Trappy does the same, Ollie does the same. Apple is in, of course, because he needs a new front wing. Cialdino follows him in. Cialdino starting on the softs, so it makes absolute sense for him to make a stop here. James and Davis follow them in as well, which again makes absolute sense to do so. Barely wants to get off of the hard tyre, so he's in. Obviously, very comfortably do a medium from here. Especially with a couple of laps under safety car as well. Guesses that we probably get going on the end on lap 7. One thing the game's done quite well this year, actually, is on the longer tracks, like Baku, Spa, those sort of tracks. It hasn't held the safety car out there longer than it needs to be. If everybody catches up, on those longer tracks, it tends to bring the safety car in, even if it hasn't completed a full circuit of the track. So, I'll say that now, and you watch everybody catch up and it won't come in. So, surprised that the top 4 haven't pitted? Or not? It was pretty heavy around here. Well, it's very heavy around here. So, I guess they're sat on something around 15 to 20%. Probably 15% actually. I would say is probably the closer. So Obviously, it's not bad wear, but I'd rather have the fresh ones. So, the absolute ironic thing here is that Apple smashed into Castle, lost his front wing. Somebody else then crashed way behind him in exactly the same spot. The tyres, brings out a safety car. Axel comes in, gets his front wing replaced, and a fresh set of hards, and he's the highest runner of the fresh tyres. That, sir, is what you call luck. So Ramon and Spreader just making their way round. I don't think Ramon's in too much of a rush. You don't exactly want to bring too much out of these soft tyres. I wouldn't be massively surprised to see Ramon pit. Get off the softs. So we don't lose to one place to Spreader, so I wouldn't be too surprised to see him pit. I can't remember what he started on. I think he started on the hards. I think all the AMS guys started on the hards, I think. If he's not, if he didn't, he's got a set of hards available. He could do that, or he can go medium. See what he does. Looks like he's staying out. He is. Okay. I thought you might want to get off with the softs, but I guess around here you can't really waste tyres because you need them. Just in case more safety cars occur, you need the tyres available to you for later in the race. Anybody tuning in now will be going, oh look, we're at Baku, oh look, we got a safety car. Unlucky to Ransdell. So I don't know if there was any contact with another driver or whether it was just a mistake going to kick it into the tight castle section. So easy to drop it around here. You think if you've got a full grid, you've got 20 drivers on the grid if you've got a full grid. We've got 16 tonight obviously, but yeah, so if you've got 20 drivers trying to go through there for 26 laps, 2 laps if you're doing a 100% race, or 153, whatever it is, it's almost certain that you're going to get safety cars because some people are going to make the mistakes. It's obvious they're going to. So it's such a fine margin. But there we go. So I was right in the end. Safety car isn't going to complete a full circuit. It is going to come in on the end of its second lap, meaning it. There's smaller tracks it always does 3 laps, but yeah, that's quite good. That's something Cody's actually did well this year, I think. Makes absolute sense. So, when will Tim want to go? Probably doesn't want to go too early in the straight. Makes absolute sense to leave it pretty much to the line, really, because it's a nice short run to the first corner. Look in his mirrors. Is there any way I can catch him? So off he goes. Trappy sets off after him. Ollie and Cumulonimbus are battling. That's Apple to the inside. He gets through with those fresher tyres. Is he gonna look to outbrake Ollie? No, he backs out of it. Probably sensible, I think. He moves more to the inside of the circuit, actually allowing Cumulonimbus some room on the outside. Somebody else has got involved there. That's Chaldinho. Goodness me, is it tight. A little bit of contact happening. Traffic specs, really. And we do have a yellow flag. Oh. Still side by side with you. Oh dear. Well, first glance, I don't think Ollie picked up any damage. I didn't see any debris come off the car. Did have a yellow flag though. I think it was cryptic because he's moved down to the back. Oh, Ollie might have... Oh, what are you doing, lads? What are we doing there? He does have damage, Ollie. I just about picked it up that there was an end plate missing, but with that extra contact, as you can see, there's now no front wing on the car at all. Yellow flag's out. We've got a car We've got a Red Bull, that's Davis. He's gone into the escape road, presumably to avoid contact with someone. Leaders continue on their way. Apple's managed to get away from James at the moment. He's now up to P5, having an absolutely super race. Biden making his way past Bosses. Superior straight line speed. He's burning his energy to try and fight back. He's going to lunge from a bit far back, but does make the inside of the corner. And fairly done by both drivers, I feel. Biden had to come back on a bit. The wall sticks out on the outside, so it sort of comes back on you, the wall. So I think he had to sort of push his way a little bit back on. Obviously, he'd just gone into the wall. Didn't really have a choice there. Jaldinho, though, upside the trap, inside the trappy at turn 4. Davis retires out in the pits. Doesn't fancy carrying on with Baku. Ollie and Gunnar in the pits. Oh, well, Gunnar's just exited. Ollie following him out now. Oh, dear. That's Jaldinho out of the race. I mean, how's he done that? He's just completely missed his braking, and it has brought out a safety car, and that's going to bring Gunnar and Ollie back into it. Completely missed his braking. No one was around him. He didn't get any knocks, didn't get any touches. He's just absolutely missed it by a mile. And out goes Jaldinho, who was flying as well. Baku throwing up at the moment. It's usual kind of race. Unfortunately, it's so frustrating because it's genuinely one of the absolute great tracks, but it always throws up a terrible race. Let's hope it improves. Sorry, I was about to say we're about racing because the safety car disappeared in the top left corner then, but of course we're not. It doesn't happen that quick. Spread yourself into P2. Can you believe it? Seems... Sorry guys, there's a bit of arguing going on in Discord that I am trying to sort out. Right, okay, right. Safety car's going again, so we've got another lap. So we're down to 13, lap 10. Safety car will come in the end of this lap. Front three still stayed out, so Ramon leading on soft tyres at the moment. They've only done 5 laps, okay. I think 3 of those under safety car. Maybe 4. 3, I think. Well, probably 3.5. Let's call it 3.5. Split in the middle. 3.5 under safety car. Spreader staying out on the mediums that he switched to earlier on when he changed his wing. Somehow, I don't know how, but somehow he finds himself in P2. Cryptic in P3 on the most worn tyres, 7 lap old mediums. And then Tim, my pole sitter, Trappy was P2 on the start. 4th and 5th on fresh tyres. Strange how things change. James onto fresh softs. He's pitted forward, but has dropped to 10th for doing so. Hello. What's Tim up to then? Just ghosted through the lot of them then. That was one way to take the lead. I think I might get a penalty for that, to be fair. But, just giving it back. So Ramon goes, spread follows closely, a pretty good reaction to that spreader. Mr. Cryptic and Tim with the fresher tyres accelerating nicely. Boss is getting past Bowden, but I think Bosses has lost it. And he's ended up throwing into the wall at turn 1. Has he got both end plates? Yeah, he's got both end plates, so he should be okay. Good back to the front though. Tim with his fresh tyres, always going deep, and it's just to make the corner, but it's allowed Trappy to get through the inside. So it's an Aston Martin, I think that's Ollie Champ then. He's round at turn 3. Just goes back ahead of him. Again though, Ollie seems to have both end plates, so I think we're okay. Now it's Trappy's turn. To have a little look, wanting to get past these guys as quick as he can. It's an opportunity here for Trappy, as it would have been for Tim, to try and put 1 or 2 cars in between each other. Just battle to the inside then for Trappy. Past Cryptic. Tim moves to the inside. And makes his way through past Cryptic as well. Didn't really hold back, needed to get it done as quickly as possible. He doesn't want to lose Trappy here while he's looking for the win, as it looks like Apple. Oh, it's Apple and James are round in the fast left-right. Both of them round on, that's another safety car. Oh, that's number 3. We've got 2 more after this, I expect. I don't know if I'm more glad that I'm commentating this, or whether I'd have rather been driving in it. Probably would have. Good night, Dad. We probably would have preferred to miss it altogether. Oh dear. So 7th down, all pitting. Bowden, I think, has gone back to the hard tyres that he started the race on. This is the thing when you get safety cars and you start running out of tyres. Well, luckily they had a restart, so they would have had more tyres available than they would have otherwise. thing in the chat saying, in the words of Ozers, this is honking. Wow. So, Spreader, sure, going to pit here. This is the territory of going to fresh mediums to get to the end of the race now. It's a sort of distance where they will struggle a little bit towards the end, but they'll definitely be the fastest way of getting there. Cheesy Pig, unfortunately not. It's once the race has started, that's it. Nobody can join, buddy. Sorry. If you want to join the league to be able to race for future weeks, you can do that. Absolutely no idea how to give you a link, though. That's the only problem. I don't know if there's anybody else listening that might know how to give you a link. Discord. Limbus now into the pits, and he's going to fresh mediums. As I say, we'll see him through to the end. And we've got Boss's just come down the pit straight, and the Elise guy's going to make an additional stop. I don't think so. That's the only reason they would. So everybody either on medium or hards now. I'm not too sure about the guys at the front, you know. Trappy, Gooner, Fairley. Maybe not so much Fairley because he's on hards. But Trappy and Gooner, if this was to be safety car free to the end now, they're going to struggle. I'm not even convinced they'll be able to do it. They may be forced into a stop to softs. Welcome, by the way, Cheesy Pig. Welcome also to Liss0880, who followed an hour ago. Thank you very much. And that guy's getting close. I don't know if it's going to be close enough to stop the safety car this lap. As we are, or will be, at the end of this lap, halfway through. We've got three safety cars out of the way in the first half of this race, so just 2 more to go in a second. Let's really hope not. Let's really, really hope not. Certainly showing why Baku has been omitted from many calendars in leagues this year, to be honest, on this year's game. Open up the power unit to try and catch safety car. They'll catch it easy, of course, this lap. So lap 14 under safety car. The safety car will come in at the end of this lap, and we will resume lap 15, meaning 12 laps remaining. Hopefully 12 racing laps. Love to see these boys actually properly get underway and get into a rhythm. Bosses, what are you doing? You don't need to drive so close to the car ahead. What's he doing? So, everybody called up. Let's go. Then see the front. So Trappy, if we go on board with Gooner. And it's just incredible. Gooner is now in P2. It happened earlier with Spreader. Now Gooner's in P2. After a huge incident in Castle between him and Ollie. Both managed to carry on. Neither retired, but both had to pit. So both times the leader is, so far the leader's gone pretty late. Is he going to keep that trend up? Will he look to move earlier? Say, said before, I mean, it makes sense to go later. But there he goes. Trappy moves, Gunnar responds. Fairley responds as well. Ramon looks like he's got a little bit of a run on Fairley here. Moves to what will be the outside. These are the two championship contenders, or main championship contenders. Third one would be Gunnar, actually, who's the car ahead, of course. Nicely done between Ramon and Fairley folds in behind and will follow as Bowden's ended up round at turn 1. And he's missing an end plate, but it looks like the left end plate on his car is indeed missing, so that will require a pit stop for Bowden. Following now Gunnar here with Ramon. I'd ideally like to be able to get the move done on the straight coming up. Okay, Ramon setting the move up. Slipstream, so he picks up the slipstream. He moves out of the slipstream as he got the pace. Going to be able to, presumably will be able to outbrake Gunnar into turn 1 with the extra grip. That's what he looks to do. They make it through nicely. Continue on. Ramon will now have the inside of turn 2. Again, they make it through nicely again. Barely going to make a move on Gunnar, no. So Ramon then up to P2 as Bowden opts to retire out of the race in the pits. Gunnar will obviously now try and hang on to the back of the front guys, but his attention at the moment will probably be being taken up by Fairley right on the back of him. It's him just biding his time at the moment. You'll know that Ramon is probably going to disappear a bit here before he can get past these two. Fairley going to get a run on Gunnar. Because if you don't get it done by turn 3, then you may well end up stuck behind for another lap. Tim picks up a really good slipstream. Actually opts out. I think he had a think about going to the outside, but realised I think that it probably wasn't the best thing. He's going to get a switch back here on Gunnar. It's just slightly from Fairley, not unfairly, did it. It was correctly done. Oh, we've got, who was it? Cumulo or, well, it was one of the Haas. I think it was Cumulonimbus. Into the wall as Boss. Oh, look at this! Look at this. Yeah, I don't think Bosses does not look like he's capable of racing side by side from what I've seen. Cumulonimbus loses his right end plate in that moment. And James will be looking to get past, but he's going to be stuck, I would imagine, until they come out of castle. James needs to be super careful here with the guy ahead. Doesn't necessarily know that the guy ahead's got damage, so unless he's listening to me. Bang on the ball there. James. Look to the inside. Is it run? I think I'd back off here, James. I would back off. Oh. Like I said, I would back off because I just feel that was always going to happen. Another safety car out. Safety car number 4. Nimbus overtaking his teammate into the pits. He's got to make his teammate sit there while he gets his front wing repaired. As for what that was that just happened on your screen, I've got absolutely no idea. That was interesting. I definitely have to find that after the race, because what was that? Postcode is at their best, I think. So safety car allows everybody to go past, which is going to make us have an extra lap. Oh, I'm so glad somebody saw it, Axel. I thought that was going to be just me that saw that. That was awesome. That was a great spin into the wall as well. Love that. Definitely going to have to grab that off as a little clip thing. So, Trappy... I don't know how that's up. Well, yeah, I do, because everybody behind him pitted. But, so I don't know how he's 19.5 seconds up the road, but that's why. Everybody else is pitted behind. Boss is on 6 lap old mediums for some reason. Baku does really enable you to pick out the drivers that just simply do not know how to race side by side, don't it? It's sorry, excuse me. Fortunately, I mean, Cumulonimbus, the damage that he got was because Bosses, he was just picked up a drive-through for speeding under safety car. Well, I mean, Boss is just unable to race side by side, and he retires from the session as well. Thing is, so what you've seen there is a cumulative effect. So Bosses was unable to drive side by side with somebody going into turn 3, and he smashes Cumulonimbus into the wall. Cumulonimbus has lost his end plate, carries on driving around, he's got a pit at the end of the lap, but for some reason, when a car comes alongside him into the fast left-right, he doesn't back out, despite having damage, and he knows he's got a pit. He even looked like he was trying to battle the other Haas up into the left-hander up the hill. Well, it's beyond belief, quite frankly. Predictions, obviously, no. I think I forgot to pay last night's one out, by the way, so apologies if anybody's missed out on any channel points. Complete the prediction off. So then, well, we're going to have a sprint to the line, effectively. Safety car in this lap, hopefully. Hopefully it come in this lap and not do another one. So yeah, there we go. So safety car in this lap. So we resume lap 20. That means 7 laps remaining. So it's going to be a sprint to the end. Fairly interestingly, and Cumulonimbus as well, interestingly, both on the medium tyres. Now, will the softs drop off enough for them to really go at the guys in front of them before the end of this race? Soft guys, of course, are going to have the advantage at the starts, or the restarts. I'm just going to say this now, guys. I'm not going to be doing any podium interviews at the end. Quite frankly, I don't want to speak to anybody about this race. So, go for a precious PRF1. Yeah, indeed. HRF1 is a fantastic lead, but the Monday nights, I'm afraid, have gone a bit wrong in recent times. Shame. That's the spread, the inside of Fairley into turn 2. Nicely through from both of them. So it means, you see, that's what I mean, you see, is you get someone like Master Spread and Fairley joining alongside each other and not one bit of contact. Really see the drivers that can do it. Ramon and Gunnar as well. Are we capable? Doing the same thing. Bargy there. Oh no, look at Apple. Says thank you very much, guys. I'll take advantage of that. Here he goes. Ramon drops the P8 then. Commentate right now, guys. I do apologise. Just what to say, really. Tim picking up the slipstream then on Trappy. Seems to be running pretty low winged as Tim. Very good straight line speed. Set fastest lap of the race as well. Through he goes inside of turn 1. Trappy's tyres actually 1 lap younger. I don't think he's going to go anywhere. Tick the outside of Apple. He will now be after Gunnar. Hey Josh, yeah, I don't know if fun's the way I describe it. 4 safety cars, still got 1 left effectively. So what happens before the cut-off point? What's the cut-off? Is it lap 24? I think lap 23 is the latest that can come out in it. From 24 onwards, that's it. So, yeah, James, I agree. Absolutely agree. It is a joke. And sorry for what happened to you, mate. The guy had damage. I've got no idea why he stays alongside you when he's got damage. Why he don't just lift? I knew it was going to happen as well, James. That's the thing. I knew it was going to happen. And I was kind of shouting, don't go alongside, he's got damage, but he got damage himself earlier in the lap because he was shoved into a wall by another driver, so it's just ridiculous. Anyway, we've got some decent stuff going on now. Apple's back past Cryptic. The DRS enables this lap, but Cryptic is coming back. They're going to be side by side into turn 1. A little touch there. Not able to defend that one. Into turn 2. We'll have DRS here, but that's an awkward moment coming out of turn 2. And in fact, that's allowing Ramon to have a look to the outside. Yeah, maybe, James. You're always welcome, you know that. Always welcome. At least it won't be Baku next week. But, yeah, this hasn't been fun at all. Is Ollie's making a move? There, on Cryptic. See, now, look, that's never going to work. Never ever is that going to work. I just... Oh, sorry, Ollie. That one's on you. Love you, Ollie. But that one is on you, lad. Thank God it's not brought out a safety car. Did have one VSC. Maybe they count that at this track. Because of the amount of safety cars that happen. It was... It's early enough. It's lap 22, so it's early enough, isn't it? It could have come out. Barely here on Master Spread. You would think this is going to be a relatively easy one. Oh, Fairley's dropped it. Has he? He gets it going again, but he's lost out to Spreader. I think he's going to manage to hold off Gunnar, and we've got Ramon and Apple going side by side. Ramon looks like he's come out on top of that one. Two Haas in the background as well, but now Apple goes to the inside. Does he make it? Has he made it? Yes, he has, but Ramon switches back, and it's going to be ahead going into turn 4. Nice. See, that's a nice bit of driving. That's what we like to see. That's good driving. And Trappy, with the front two having dropped the car behind now, I think... Oh, Gunnar. Oh, what's he done? There will not be a safety car, guys. It's too late. It's too late. Plus, I think the virtual safety car counted towards the safety car count, meaning we've had 5, with that included. Fairley is running such high wings, really. Oh, yeah, James, thank you. Gunnar. He seemed to be on his own, James, so I think he's dropped it himself. I can't say it 100%, but he did seem to be on his own. Not just ahead of us. Oh, look at this. As Ramon is into the pits. Don't retire, Ramon. Don't retire. You're in a championship battle. Take your points. We do classify people if they DNF for the race, but we don't classify if they, within the last, is it 3 or 4 laps? I can't remember. Top of my head, but we don't classify if they retire themselves in the pits. So oh God. I don't think I've ever wanted to turn off the stream as much as I do right now. I'm not going to, guys. I'll let you see what happens, but something's happened with Trappy though, because he's dropped back. He's dropped. Yeah, he's lost an end plate. So Trappy has hit the wall somewhere. And Spreader is going to catch him. Still 2 more laps to go after this one. So I just noticed there was an ad break. So if anybody missed that, we had another collision. But also Trappy at some point has obviously hit a wall and he's lost an end plate, which is allowing Spreader to chase him down. The other reason I'm not going to do post-race interviews, guys, is because something tells me there's going to be a World War III in the Discord, so I need to get into that as well. Sort it out. Might do a cleansing, just kick a load of people. It's not what HRF1's about. It's not about driving like this. It never has been. It's always been a fantastic lead. It's always been one of the most clean leagues I've ever seen. And now all of a sudden, the Monday nights have gone like this. It's just... I do comms on PRF1, WAOF1 and HRF1 twice a week now. Out of those leagues, for at least 2 seasons, I would have said HRF1 was the cleanest league of the 3. But right now, it's not even close. Let's go to Spreader then, because he is catching Trappy orange damage. Yeah, indeed. Well, I knew the end plate was missing. I don't know if that causes orange on itself, but may have even more worse damage then. Surely, Spreader's on the DRS now. I mean, part of his wing missing might make Trappy a little bit quicker on the straight. Surely with DRS, you'd imagine Spreader will get through here, and he'd love to put Trappy between him and Fairley. That would be an ideal situation. Fairley's a little way back, so he's certainly not going through, and it doesn't look like... I wonder if it is to do with the front wing missing. Trappy, his straight line speed's insane. I think I did see in the Discord he was running a lot lower wings than others, so something to do with that. So Tim looking good at the moment. Let's go on and win this absolutely hectic race. Can't relax around here. Even now, Tim will be slightly unsettled. He'll be more relaxed than he was, but until he gets through Castle, there's always a chance that something could go wrong until you're through Castle, really. Then you're pretty much home and sailing. So, Spreader is going to have to do it. And look how much energy Trappy's managed to hold back. He's having to lift and break so much earlier, and you're earning loads back. Really want to take my eyes off this. I'll just say congratulations to Tim. He's got through the left-right, so he is going to go on, take the checkered flag here in Baku. Don't think Spreader's going to be able to get him. Just hasn't got the energy, unfortunately, for Spreader. So Tim wins in Baku. Trappy P2, Spreader 3, Fairley P4, Cryptic in P5. All of this could be pending Stewart's investigations. Cumulonimbus will finish P6. P7 for Ramon. It's important he's brought the car home to take those points though for the championship. He still holds the championship lead and will continue to do so. And then XR Apple, who's looking so good at certain parts of this race. Still brings the car home and still gets a very valiant P8. There we are. Again, guys, just a reminder, I will not be doing podium interviews tonight. I just don't want to talk about that race, to be quite honest with you. So I will just say congratulations to our race winner and Trappy on P2 and Spreader, fantastic P3. Your recent form continues again with yet another podium. There we go. That is Sunday night. Let's just do the admin. Fastest lap of the race does go to Tim as well, with 1:42.663. Quickly scroll through just so that Guna's got it all for the standings. Race director, incidents just for the stewards. There we go. Not actually as many as you would have expected there, was there? But there we go. That is it then, guys. So I'm not going to do podium interviews. I can't be bothered. Not after seeing all that. So and I think I probably need to get into the Discord pretty quickly. So, guys, I'm just going to say thank you ever so much to all of you who've watched along with me and kept me entertained in the chat as well, and for sticking with us, really. See, there's quite a lot of you out there now. So, yeah, thanks very much, guys. I'll be back live tomorrow night for WAOF1 at 8 p.m, so please come and join us for that. Always a superb race in WAOF1, so please come and join us. Other than that, guys, we will see you next week for HRF1 on the Sunday, which is always much better. So there we go. Thank you very much, guys. Good night. God bless. Have a safe week.